Hi everyone, welcome to this video tutorial by Simplilearn. Today, we will learn to create 3 JavaScript projects in this video. We have our experienced instructor Amarjit who will make us understand the topics in detail. We'll start off with a beginner level project on creating a to-do list application. Then, we'll understand an intermediate JavaScript project, that is, to build a calculator app. Finally, our third project will be an advanced level weather application that will help you check the weather forecast and temperature of cities across India and other countries. So let's get started.
Hello everyone and welcome. It's time for us to talk about another very interesting project which we have planned for you. Using this JavaScript, CSS and HTML combo known as called to-do application. To-do application is kind of general task manager application where you can attach, add the task, delete the task and complete a task. Very simple and sophisticated application we will start working with. And here we start working with our first very simple statement that is known as called to-do. So let me go and create a new folder named called, not here, new folder called to-do app. Inside this to-do app, I like to start working with HTML file index.html. And now here again we would like to start working with HTML by considering our CSS file will be well taken care of. So we say div here we will say class equal to container. Now inside this we would like to have some header portion. Okay, so we say another div tag, and inside this div tag we will say div id equal to this box. Okay, and again class equal to header. Class equal to header. Now here after that we will like to use the h2 tag, and inside the h2 tag I can say my to-do list. After this h2 we like to use the text box input type equal to text, id equal to item, and placeholder equal to give anything. I'm saying title. Okay, and close this. Next we like to use the span tag. In this span I'll say onClick equal to. Now I do not have the function name called new element, but we would like to create it. New element. Okay, and class equal to give any name. I'm saying add BT. Okay, and here I would like to add it. That's my span tag. Now div tag is also getting closed. So after the div tag we would like to use the UL. You know that is for unordered list. Here I will say id equal to list. Under this UL tag I'll look for li, and within this li you can say some name, learn new tasks is the first item. Like that I can have some other items with me. Play games, walk with the dog. Like that I can have n number of tasks which is available to me. Okay, so here the UL tag is getting closed and the div tag is also getting closed. That's it. Okay, so I do not have any CSS file with me, so I can just create CSS. In this, I like to include it in my here link array to style sheet href equal to with the link of app.css. That's it. Let me try to see the outcome. Okay, so I can have very simple look and feel for title. Nothing is there. Add, which must be a kind of a button for me or whatever it is. So it is just a span tag for me on which I will try to click and perform some action. Remember, this is not my button. Now, here once it is ready, I would like to go ahead and talk about my main CSS, which will help me to make the complete look and feel more better. Okay, thank you. So we're going to start working with the CSS now. From my CSS, we want to basically perform the edit where close button I want to create it, and I want to create a close button to hide the current list items. In multiple activities I have it, which I want to do it with my CSS. So let's get started with CSS now, and with my CSS I would like to create some basic effects to work my application. Fine. So the step number 1, I would like to say asterisk for everything. That means for everyone. I'm saying box sizing, border box, basic one. Nothing is affected because it's for common for all. Here I would like to start with my body now. Body, background color, I will say light steel blue. Light blue I've taken, and background image, it's up to me whether I would like to use it or not, but I can use height 600 pixels. Next, background position, that I would like to use center. Next is background repeat, because if I do not have an image, I would not be using repeat. So background size, cover. Looks beautiful. Well, going ahead, we talk about our container part now. Okay, so if I just see my previous code which is there with me, that is called calculator app. Here in this app.css, I have an option called container. So that was my container. I just copy this and I use it again here. Here in container width, I would like to use 50% now. Background color remain white. Align self, center, display, block, margin. Just I will be using 120 pixels, auto, and box shadow. Border radius we are not using. Padding, once again we are not using. Box shadow, 5 pixel, 10 pixel, 20 pixels, and black. Perfect. There we go. Okay. So this is my simple look. Now talk about the UL part now. Margin 0. Next, border left. Border left 6 pixels. Tail. Next, list hyphen style hyphen type. I'm saying none. Next, padding 0. Let's take a look. Better. Okay. Now, so few things we have used. Border left 6 pixels, solid tail, padding. Now we talk about our UL and allied part. Okay, cursor, pointer. Next, position, relative. Next, padding, we just would like to use 12 pixels. Like this. Background, white. Remove with white smoke. Okay, font size, you can select 18 pixels. Transition for 0.2 seconds. This is for transition. Okay, and the last option, user icon select, none. Perfect. Now looks beautiful. You can see now how the effects are. Awesome. Okay, UL and LI tag. Now we talk about our positions wise properties. UL LI colon over. Okay, I say background color, okay, and after that I use UL and its child odd values, background color, again I can use the same. Okay, now after this we are using this called UL li dot checked. Now I'll be using background, then color. I'm using the same white. Text decoration, line through, which is the checked option. Okay, now after that, check before. I also want to use it, so we just say UL checked before, UL li check colon before content, after that position, absolute, after that border style, border color, sorry, border color, I'm just using called white, then border style, solid, then border width, border hyphen width. Border hyphen width, we're using 0, 2 pixels, 0. Then top, 10 pixels. Left, pixels. Then transform, rotate 45 degrees. Then height 15 pixels, then width 7 pixels. Now you see this now, how they work like in. That JavaScript will be applied later on to make it even more better. So we are just getting it ready for that. Okay, after that we'll be using for close. In this close we are using position, absolute, then right, 0, zero, padding, four options, we are using it here. Okay, then afterwards close, hover. In this close hover we'll be using background color, that's called orange red, and color white. This is for close hover. Then we'll be talking about called header. Header will be using background color, teal, then padding, 30 pixels and 30 pixels. Color, okay, text align, center. Looking beautiful. Well, this is your header what we have written it now. After that we'll be talking about the header after and input. Dot header colon after content colon and then display table. After that clear both. That's for header after. Okay. Now after this we'll be using for the input. Not dot I'll be using, rather I'll be using directly input. For input. Now input I have to make it in more better way, margin 0, then border none, then border radius 0, then width 75%, then padding 10 pixels. Okay, then float left. The next option will be font size. I'm using 16 pixels. Perfect. Nice. So this is my text box. Okay. Now we'd like to talk about buttons. Okay. It's time to talk about buttons. We'll be saying dot add btn. So once again the condition is going to be remain same. We talk about padding 10 pixels, talk about core width. We say 25%. We say background purple. Then we talk about call color. Okay, and we use float left. After this float left, we talk about texture line, center, then font size. We talk about 16 pixels. Then we talk about cursor, will be pointer. Then we talk about transition. Here we talk about 0.3 seconds. And then border radius 0. That's it. And at the same time we talk about call add button. Okay, colon over background will change to white. That's it. Let's check. Awesome. So you see now how exactly it's looking now. So my to-do list CSS part is over. Okay. Well, after this, we're going to talk about our JS file, which is one of the most important area of your code. Now here, if we close down everything and start creating another file here, one is called app.js. The main calculation goes here. So from this point onwards, we would like to start working with a property, whichever we have created here. On the top of that, we start working with. Okay. So in my CSS, what are the things that are required that we want to understand? Okay. So we talk about option called li. Li stands for what? List items. So let's start working with var my node list equal to document dot get element by id, or also I will say document dot element by tag name. And the tag name is what? Li. It's called list items. Okay. After that, we're creating var I is a variable. Then for I equal to 0. I is less than node list. My node list dot length, and then I plus plus. Okay. Later on, we have to create var span equal to document dot create element document dot create element. Which element I want to create it? Span. Or else I can write in a capital H. Span tag I want to create it. After that, var text, or else I can say var txt equal to again document dot create text node, and I'll just give the value here by saying forward slash. So we're creating a new text. Okay. Later on, we just say span dot class name equal to close. After that, span dot append child txt, and then my node list I dot append child span. So the first function which we have written it. Okay. So there's a name called node list. This is just a typical logic. In fact, I would not even say the function. It's just a logic which you have written. After that, what we need to do now is we have to start working with our option called var close equal to document dot get element by class name. Get element by class name. Name is called what? Close. Okay. And here say var I, and once again for 0 I is less than close dot length I plus plus. Okay. Then close I dot on click. Okay. Close I dot on click equal to function. And now here we say var div equal to this dot parent element. This dot parent element, and now we say div dot style dot display equal to no. Okay. And now next thing. So this is for when you try to click on a close button to hide the current list item. Okay, so you can say current list. Okay. Now next what we develop the code is to basically add a check symbol, okay, while clicking on a list item. That means if any item which you have basically clicked, so what should happen now? So it will get strike saying that hey, this task is over now. So we can say var list equal to document query selector URL. Okay, and I say dot add event listener. On which event? On a click event, and then I need to write what function which takes event as a parameter. Okay, here I say if dot target dot class list dot toggle dot toggle. Here I say checked. Okay, and what should happen now? But before that, I just need to check the condition for if ev dot target dot tag name. Just wait. Ev dot target dot li. Then what? Then dot target dot class list dot toggle check. Okay, and here we pass a value called false. That's it. Okay, now you have to basically go and create what a functions for this. So after that, I'm going to create a new function now. I'm saying function new element. Okay, here we say var li equal to document dot create element. Which element I want to create it? Li. Then var input value equal to document dot get element by id item dot okay, and after that we are just calculating this value. We are saying var t equal to document dot create text node. Okay, here we pass input value here, and I say li dot append child of t, like this. And here we are saying if input value equal to blank, nothing is there, then what? So in such cases we can say alert. This is basically the validation for me. Alert, this field cannot be empty. Okay, this field cannot be empty. So this is the first alert message we are showing the else condition. In else condition, we have to say document dot get element by id, okay, which is a type of item. Okay, so taking about called item, which is a type of. So else condition which is saying document get element by id, rather than item, let's pass list here, and inside this list we'll say dot append child, and here I will be passing what like is. Okay, otherwise what would happen? We will talk about this option called document get element by id item. Item dot value equal to blank. Okay, that's the case now. After that, we will start working with our span tag now, and the span tag will have its own condition now. So first we check about this, and now we talk about how span tag now. So we just say for the span, we say var span equal to document dot get element, document dot create element, document dot create element of type what span. Okay, so we are using var span equal to document dot create element of type of span here. So after this span, we'll be talking about our next feature now. So this after this span will be so we're now talking about call var txt equal to once again document dot create text node. We talk about u. So after that span dot append child txt. Okay, and then in the same line we'll be using li dot append child span. And then last but not least, we have to basically iterate through all for I equal to 0, I is less than close dot length and I plus plus. Then close of type I, we are passing it dot on click equal to function, and here we are saying var div equal to this dot parent element, okay, and div dot style dot display equal to none. So friends, we are almost ready now because our JavaScript file is ready. After that, we'll be talking about how to include it in HTML to take a look. Well, everybody, so we are all set now since we have our application ready with me. JS is ready, CSS is ready. Now in our index.html file, we have to just check how to apply this JS within my code now. So in my index.html file, I'll just go to the bottom of my page that is called script src equal to the name called app.js. That's it. Okay, and let's check about my final outcome. Okay, so you can see now the crossbar automatically appeared. Okay, with my application, let me try to add another one that is called welcome. See, it is automatically getting added. The moment I click, you can see it is called strike. That means it is done. If I try to click on this, it goes off. If I click it here, it's strike. Click here, it's strike. Add another. It's also working. Delete it. Click it again. It is unchecked or unstrike now. So guys, that's it. So we are happy, like finally we have finished one of our very important project, which is a called to do application.
If getting your learning started is half the battle, what if you could do that for free? Visit SkillUp by Simplilearn. Click on the link in the description to know more.
Hello everyone and welcome back. So today we have decided to basically develop another very interesting project in JavaScript that is known as called calculator application. Like you have seen earlier some projects like in tic-tac-toe, you talk about snake game, you talk about quiz application. This time we're going to introduce you another very interesting project using this JavaScript, HTML and CSS, so-called calculator application. So let's get started. Let me try to delete first those files which we really do not need it now. We delete those all. Yeah. Now I'll be creating a new folder now and give the name called calculator app. And in this calculator app, once again we need some new files which is called index.html, and we also need one more that is called app.css, and another one that is called app.js. So these three files required. Now first of all, I would start with index.html file where we'll be creating a template of my code. Now let me go and create this template, and here I have got body with me. Let's start with the first tag here that is called h1, and this h1 we are giving the name called calculator app. So that will be my h1 heading. After that we'll start working with the div tag. Now within this div I have to create lot many classes. I may not have lot many CSS classes, but we can give some classes here. So we can say class equal to container. Okay, so within this div tag we're going to create a table now because I want to organize it. So I'm starting with the table. Within this table, a tr tag, and within this tr tag I need a td. Now in this td I need few things call span equal to 3 as the value, and here I want to offer the text box input type equal to text. Okay, input up to text id equal to give the name called result. That will be the final outcome while pressing all the different buttons. Id equal to result and class equal to screen. Remember, I haven't created those CSS classes, but we're giving some names, but later on we can utilize it while creating those CSS classes. Table data is getting closed. Let's get started with another td. Now inside this td we need another text box input type equal to text, and here in this input type equal to text, sorry, I would like to better say button, because I'll be having buttons. Okay, input I'm equal to button, value equal to C, and on click equal to, I may not have any function right now, but yes, I can create a function, but let me give some dummy name here. I'm saying clear screen. Okay, so that will be the function we get called, and after that class equal to clear. Yeah, so this is my button tag. After this, the TD tag is getting closed. After the TD tag, the table row is also getting closed. After the table row, which is getting closed, we're going to start working with another table row. Okay, and in this table row, I'm going to create one more TD. So let's go and create another TD here, and inside this TD, I'll be having another button to be get created. So I'll just say there's my another button now. Input equal to button, value equal to 1. On click equal to, I'll be calling another function called display. Okay, and inside this we're giving the value called 1. Okay, and class equal to number. Class equal to number. And here after that the TD tag is getting closed. Okay, now we have to start another TD tag here. Okay, like that we have to keep on creating the multiple buttons. So let me copy and paste another table data. Now here again value equal to 2, on click equal to display, give the value called 2, and class equal to what? Number. Like that I'll keep on creating multiple buttons, but first check how it actually looks like it. Now I can see the buttons like in C 1, 2, 3, but yes, I'm going to create few more buttons one after another. Okay, so I'll go here and create few more buttons. So this is where the table data is getting closed. Okay, I'll copy this and paste it again. So I have to create the button like in 3, 4, something like that. So after this 2, we're giving the value called 3. Yeah, I'll give the value called 3. So value equal to 2, value equal to 3, display 3, and then afterwards just giving the value called forward slash, and here also we're going to give the value called forward slash, and here class equal to operator. After that we have to give the value called 4, and then followed by 5, 6, 7. So here we give 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. After 6 we're giving called minus. Okay, once again it will be what type of operator. Okay, after this minus we'll be talking about called 7. Then we have to have 8. Okay, 9. Okay, after that we're giving called plus, and display plus class equal to operator. Okay, so here you can see the table data is getting closed, and here the table row is also getting closed. And after this table row, we can start working with another table row here. And after this table row, we can start working with again td. Let me have this again. Inside this, I'll be giving the option called decimal, which is value equal to dot, and here we give the value called decimal. Okay, now display 0. So after giving this dot, it will basically take what? The value 0, which we haven't put now. We'll be talking about value called 0. So here the decimal value we have given it, td is getting closed. Let me have the another one. Zero. So like that, we have to give this now. After that, we'll be once again taking this. This time, rather than giving this 0, we'll be using this call as a button, and value equal to on click equal to solve. Okay, and in this solve, we'll not be passing anything. It will be like a normal function, and class equal to equal. Okay, so table data is getting closed, so we will be using another table data now. So here it will be the button only. Okay, we will be using value equal to multiplication. Display asterisk, and here we'll be using operator. Okay, so table data is getting closed, table row is getting closed, table is also getting closed here. Okay, so your div tag is also getting closed here. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that's the only thing which we wanted to make. Let me try to refresh and check. Awesome. So we have got all those necessary calculator behavior which we wanted to reveal. Okay, now our next statement will be, once we are giving this C, then we have a call 1, 2, 3, and then forward slash followed by 4, 5, 6 will come down. Okay, so let me check whether we have used 6 or not. Okay, so we haven't used 6. So let me check here. 4, 5, 6. So let me go back here. 4, 5, 6. Let me copy this and paste it later on. Before minus. Six equal to number. Okay, so we are almost set now. So we are having this look and feel. In this we are giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and after this we have a call minus and then plus related behavior. So we are all set now, and after that we'll be basically applying the CSS as well as the JavaScript look towards my code. Okay, thank you. Well everybody, we are all good to go now, but I just want to first check whether my this outlook is looking properly or not. See, what my expectation is, after 1, 2, 3 forward slash, I really want to bring 4, 5, 6 to the next, and then 7, 8, 9 and again forward slash, but I can think this is absolutely unorganized. So after this, when we say this forward slash which we have used after hyphen, okay, your TD is getting closed here. Okay, so here the TR I also want to close here. Okay, and after this TR I also want to start another TR here. Okay, so that I can put them into the another level now. So under this TR I can use this TD now. So after this minus, after 4, 5, 6 minus, once again I would like to start another table row here. Okay, so that it let's go to the next row. So here After TD, we're closing this TR and starting another TR now. Okay, we're starting another TR. After that, we talk about 7, 8, 9. Okay, plus, see here, talking about 7, 8, 9 plus, here the table is getting closed and it is starting right now like this. See, that looks better now. Okay, but still, few more things which I would like to make it even more organized, but that's not a problem. We will do it little later on. Okay, because you can see 8 is missing right now. So here 7, we copy this, equal to 8. Yeah, that looks better now. So now they are basically completely organized. So the moment I expect my application, so we have a call dot here, then 0, then equal to, and then we have a call multiplication. Okay, so looks better now. Now I just would like to perform the overall look and feel. So I need to go ahead and use what CSS, because without CSS I really can't utilize this in a proper way. So I have to start working with the CSS front now. In CSS front, how to start? First we will go back to my code, and here in my CSS we'll start working with font family. But before font family, I would like to start with the body part now. Body, background color, I'm using called teal. That looks nice. Okay, so I will be using this app.css in my HTML to see the look how it is being appeared right now. So in my index.html file, on the top under my head section, link, style sheet, okay, now see, it looks better now. Going forward, in my CSS, we want to use some H1 color too. So here, we would like to use with the H1, text align, center, color, white, margin top, we would like to use 50 pixels. This is for H1. Let's check. Perfect. So it is now coming in between. Next statement will be called screen. So we say dot screen. So in this screen, we use the background color gray, and after that border solid, black, and with 2 pixels. After that color, white, font size, medium. Next width, we are using this 100%. Then we talk about cursor. We'll be saying what the default cursor is. Okay, then padding, we would like to say 10 pixels, and then margin, we say auto, then margin bottom, that I'll be using 10 pixels. So it is the proper alignment. Okay, look, that's how exactly we want. That's for a screen where the exact outcome will be visible to me, and rest of the details will be showing you one by one. Now we'll be talking about called input. Okay, input, type equal to button. For input type equal to button. Okay. Input type equal to button of type what? Hover. The moment I hover on my button, I say background color change to what? White, or else I can say white smoke. Okay. And when the button is active, what I want, let me copy input equal to button, and here I say active. In this color should be orange red. Like this. You can see now how it is basically looking like it. Okay, active, the color will be like this. Okay, now we'll be talking about called operators. Operators should behave different. So I'm saying dot operator. In this operator we are saying background color orange. Okay, then padding I want 5 pixels. Okay, then I want color that should be black. After this I'm using called border. Sorry, that border I'm using this called solid, and then black and 2 pixels. After this width I'm using 100%. Then height we're using 40 pixels. Then cursor, it has to be pointer type. Okay, that's it. Let's check. Perfect. So they should turn back to what? To your orange color. And you can see the moment I take my cursor on it turns to white. Perfect. And now those who are type number, I also want to change them. So for number, I want to say the same option. Padding I want 5 pixels. Then I need height of type 40 pixels. Then I say color. It looks, I want to say called black. Then border. I want solid. Black and 2 pixels. Solid, black and 2 pixels. Then width, I would say 100%. And cursor, once again, pointer. That is for number. Let's check. Awesome. So they looks nice. Now we're left with few other type of options like in dot and equal to. Okay, that I'm talking about called decimal. For decimal, I need to have a different options with me. Okay, so let me try to copy this, paste it, and I say for decimal. So for decimal, background color will be light blue, padding 5 pixels, color black, border solid. Okay, black 2 pixels, width 100%, height 40 pixels, fine, and cursor pointer. Perfect. Okay, looks nice, but I have changed the color to light blue now. Now I talk about clear. Okay, now come back and say clear. Okay, in this color, background color is I'm changed to light salmon. Padding 5 pixels, color black, border same, width 100%, height 40 pixels, fine. So cursor, pointer, fine, margin auto, and margin bottom 10 pixels. Let's check. Perfect. Now it looks beautiful. Okay. Now here, after giving these details, we're talking about called equal part, dot equal. So for dot equal also, I'm just copying the same. So give a call, background color, padding color, just change to light green. And after this, since it is equal, so we say padding 5 pixels is okay, color black, fine, border fine, width 100%, height 40 pixels, color and cursor pointers, just I don't need to. This is for dot equal, and I want for container. In this container, width I want 40%. Width 40%, background color white, okay. Now here padding is 15 pixels, so display block, so first of all we have call width, we say display block, which we're taking margin, okay. In margin we are saying 100 pixels, auto, okay. Now align self equal to center, okay. Border radius, which is saying 10 pixels, okay. Now we're saying box shadow 5 pixels, black, and padding so these are the details I have it now, okay. We have it, background color we are taking it now, align self, display block, border radius, padding, and now padding 15 pixels we have given already, I don't need to give it again. Margin, okay, fine. Box shadow, let's try. Awesome. So it's looking beautiful now. Okay. So this is where exactly my application works like that. And table, when we talk about, here we're saying width 100%. Okay. That's it. Super. So it's now giving me the proper look of how my application should behave like it. Just say about the container what we have done. With 40% we're taking background color. Let's bring it below. Then align self, display block, okay, margin, okay, and border radius, and fine. So I think we're all good now. So that's it. So we'll try and implement the JavaScript part. Well, everyone, so our CSS file is ready, our HTML is ready. It's time to just go ahead and talk about my final portion, that is called JS part, where I want to basically perform some calculators. Now here I just say function display which takes var as an parameter and say document dot get element by id. Here I'm saying result, okay, dot value, okay, plus equal to var. Whatever value we are adding it, just it basically try to apply calculation on the top of that. Okay, that is the function. After that, we have another function available here called function solve. Here in this solve, we just use the value called let x equal to document dot get element by id result, okay, dot value, dot value, okay, and say let y equal to perform the calculations. For that, we'll be using one function called eval and type x as an parameter. Now the next statement will be again document dot get element by id result dot value equal to y. Okay, now later on I'll like to use another function here, function clear screen, and here we say document dot get element by id. Here we say result dot value equal to like that. So clear screen, solve, and display, three functions are associated with me, and these three functions are the part of this JavaScript file which I'll be calling it at the end before the body tag get closed. So here script equal to app.js. That's it. Okay, let's try to execute now. Here 2, you can see the values. I will say plus 6 equal to 8. Absolutely, I say C is clear the screen. 6 divided by 2 equal to 3. Awesome. So friends, your calculator application is ready. Congratulations to all. So it is a very simplest form which we have developed. This is your HTML, which is a template for you. This is the CSS, which is your complete the area of like how the look and feel will look like in of this template beautification. And here last we have got JS, which is smaller logic but really meaningful. Okay.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the another very exciting project for our development in JavaScript that is known as called Weather Pro. It is in a continuation to the series of the previous project what we have developed in JavaScript, and this is once again a very competitive project I'm going to present to you, which is called Weather Pro, where I would like to offer you the real-time weather application into your browser taken from the real-time weather applications. Okay, so let's get started with the new development of our application, which is called a Weather Pro. Now once again, compared to the previous project what we have seen, these projects were working more a kind of static in nature, where like you talk about snake game, you talk about tic-tac-toe, or other type of games like an online quiz, where the data was very much static in nature, but we were presenting the data in the form of more dynamic in nature. This time, this project we are presenting you while connecting with a real-time weather application, where I'll be making a one REST API call, or else you can say asynchronous call. And since JavaScript is working as a pure asynchronous nature, you will be enjoying the way how the JavaScript can communicate with your backend, load the data, and represent the records in a very, very beautiful manner. So once again, we would need this VS Code editor only just to develop our code. And once again, for developing a presentation part, we'll be using HTML. For formatting part, we'll be using CSS, and to make some dynamic update, we'll be using JavaScript. Now here, I'm going to create a new file name called index.html. Parallelly, I just want one more that is known as called app.css, and another file we needed, and that is called your JS file. So we are saying app.js file. So total number of 3 files are available to us. Now I'll start working with an HTML now, and here we'll start with this HTML templates. Now here, first of all, I would like to load my CSS file, which I do not have right now, but certainly I can use it. Okay, so I can just say link rel equal to style sheet and href equal to app.css. Well, that is my CSS location. Now I just want to create this link rel I would better use inside my head tag. That will be the more convenient place. Now in my body I want to have some of the div tags, and there I can decide where the weather to be displayed. So I can just start with my div tag now. With my div tag I say class equal to, I can just create a class which later on I can offer different size of or different type of style. So we can say container. So we're saying div class equal to container. Now within a div tag we like to use another div tag, which is a nested one. So this div will have another class called class equal to app hyphen title. App hyphen title. In the same div tag we can use this typical paragraph tag, and here we say weather info. Weather info. Now after this paragraph tag we want to have a text box, because I would expect a client to enter the detail on which city or for which city he or she would like to get the details. So we can say input some properties like ID equal to search, second type equal to text, next placeholder equal to enter the city, next autocomplete. I'm saying autocomplete off. The reason because I do not want the previous value user can see. In this case we can say autocomplete off. I do not want any autocomplete in this. Okay, now here it is getting close now. After that we also want the locations. For that I may use some of the PNG files and all, but right now I just want to display the details of the user, like which city he belongs to, and accordingly I can display the records right in your application. So for that I really need some of the div tags once again, where I can display the details of this particular city. So I'm just having this only text box. Let me go back and check how it looks. So I have a call enter the city. So here I'll be picking up the city, and somewhere down the line I have to display the records. So after this div we can also have some of the locations to be displayed. So we can just use the notifications and also the location where you want the details to be displayed. Okay, so we can use div class equal to temperature value, temperature hyphen value. Okay, so div class equal to temperature hyphen value. Inside this I'll be using paragraph tag, and here in my paragraph I'll say hyphen and this degree centigrade or whatever you want to display it here, and we'll use a span tag within this and show in degree centigrade. That's it. And if you want to define the temperature description, after this div tag we can use another div tag, and inside my div tag I can define the temperature description. Okay, so we can say div class equal to temperature hyphen description. Temperature hyphen description. And within this I'll be using what? A paragraph tag. Here I'll be displaying all the description. So right now that is the only thing which I want. Let me check. Okay, so it's here right now. So now let me try to collect the value from the client and perform some JavaScript tag within this. Okay, now it's time for us to go back and try to bring some of the CSS features inside my code now. Now, few things I would like to say is I have basically downloaded some fonts which I would like to use it in my application, and I also have some of the icons which I would like to use during my application presentation. So there are some PNG files are there which I've downloaded from the internet just to bring more beautiful experience towards my application development. Well, this is another background image which is called bg.jpg, which I would like to make it as a background of my existing application. So I'll start with my CSS and see how this CSS can really bring some new features to my code. Well, first thing I need to have a called font face. So to make this font face, we are using this statement name called here @font face, and I like to use font family. Font family I'm using Montserrat. Okay, it is already there with me, Montserrat, and the URL what is looking forward for. So we are saying src URL, and I'm saying under the font, so we have a file called ttf. Okay, that is called bold.ttf. That is the file which is there with me. Next thing, so for every location I want to use the font family, font hyphen family, I want to use same Montserrat. And the next thing is like in my body. So in my body, few details like background image, I need URL, and in this URL we can say bg.jpg in my background. Next thing is background color, that I need it still blue. Then I need height, I'll say 500 pixels. Next, your background position, this I need it is center. Next is your background repeat, I say no repeat. Next is your background size, this I'm saying cover. This is my body part. Okay, let's check. Okay, looks awesome now. You see this now. This is how my weather info is looking like it. We can see like the background looks awesome now. Now, next thing we require a container. So we are saying dot container. Container we say width 50%. Next, background color, we're just using white. Next, we needed to see your align self, that will be center. Display will be block. Margin, so in margin we can say 100 pixels. After that, border radius, we are saying 10 pixels. And then padding bottom, this padding bottom will be 50 pixels. Then box shadow. This box shadow we are giving 5 pixels, 10 pixels, 20 pixels, and black. This will be with my container. So index.html file we have a called container. Now, okay, looks awesome now. So this is where exactly the details will be. Okay, now after this CSS container we have used, we can talk about called title. You can say app hyphen title. Inside this we will say width will be 100%, then height will be 150 pixels, then border radius 10 pixels, 10 pixels, then we need display we need flex, and then we need align items. This align items we are just saying center. Next we need justify content. That will be the justify content will be just center. Then flex direction would be column. So this option we are using for our tool name called what? App hyphen title. Okay, so here in my index.html file we have a called div class equal to what? App hyphen title p equal to weather info. Let's check. Okay, so this is the another we have used that is called app title. Now we need to use it for paragraph. Inside my app title, what should be alignment for my paragraph? So here this app title is space p, but it should be the class, so we are saying dot, and there also we have to use what? Dot, because both have to be the class type. Okay, so here you can see now there is a difference. I forgot to add dot, and now you can see it looks better comparatively. Paragraph. So once again in my paragraph I'll be having text align, center, padding I want 15 pixels, then I need margin would be 0, and auto, followed by font size font size, this I'm saying is called 1.2. yeah, this is position. Then color we are giving hash value called 333. Okay, now here, okay, so some changes in a paragraph. Well, going forward for the search, because if you remember we have an index.html file, we have a call id equal to what? Search. So here in my app.css I have to use hash search. Okay, so this search conditions I want to use it. Now inside my search I need few things. One is called display, I need block, after that I need margin left, auto, margin right, auto, width I'm looking forward for 5 pixels, height that I'm looking forward for 20 pixels, then border radius I'm looking forward for 5 pixels, then outline that is called none, when we say border Okay, in this border what we can say 3 pixels, space solid. Okay, and once again sea blue. That's what. Let's check. So this is actually the text box. So once again, search your views, display block, margin, left auto, margin right auto, width 5 pixels, width, padding, sorry, one thing I said, padding should be 5 pixels, width should be 40%, that's why it is smaller, width it will be 40%. Let's check. Yeah, that's look better now. Okay, so my text box is now ready. I'll be having some of the details for the notifications also. So what I need for the notifications, let me go back and create a class for notification. So dot notification. Okay, now in the notifications I would like to give some value called background color, and in this background color we are just giving white, and after that we are saying display, and we are saying none. This is for notification, and followed by the notification. We're talking about the same notification. Okay, and followed by its paragraph. We are giving the color. First of all, we are saying color. Color is basically red. Okay, or else if you want to give maroon, it will be maroon. And after this, the next property we are taking is called font size. Font size we are taking is called 1.2 em, followed by margin. Margin we are taking is 0. After that, text align, center, padding 10 pixels, 0. So this is for notification P. And then the weather container. Okay, in my weather container I will say width 100%, sorry, yeah, width 100%, height we're giving 260 pixels, or if to you 250 pixels if you want. Background color, this background color we are giving is called once again white, and followed by margin top 20 pixels. 20 pixels. This is for weather container. Now for the weather icon, weather hyphen icon, I'm saying width is 100% and height 128 pixels, just to give in a better look. Now the next thing, we are using dot weather hyphen icon space img. Here we are getting display none, and sorry, display not none, I will say rather block, display block, and margin giving 0 space auto. That's for icon. And location icon, if I want to give, then location hyphen icon. This location icon I can say same width height. So width I'm giving is 100%, then height I'm giving 40 pixels, and then we give this option called padding, then 10 pixels. So it's for location icon. Now followed by location icon, we are also giving call location icon img. Okay, dot location hyphen icon space img. Here we're giving the value called display block. Display block width we're giving is called 32 pixels, and then we're looking forward for margin. Margin would be 10 pixels and auto. Then cursor. So cursor will be pointer for sure, and then we require padding. Padding we're looking forward for 5 pixels, followed by border. Border we are looking forward for steel blue, solid, and 2 pixels. Then border radius, we're looking forward for 10 pixels, and followed by your color, steel blue. So these are the look and feel we have to basically offer it for my current application, which I yet to discuss in my next development. Then I'll be having some small properties here. Okay, and those properties are nothing but to give you the details of like temperature values. So we say dot temperature hyphen value. Okay, this temperature hyphen value we can give width is 100%, and height we're giving this called 60 pixels. Okay, this is for temperature value. Let me copy this again, and I'm giving this temperature value space paragraph. Here I'm gonna give padding 0, margin 0. Then color, which color you're looking forward for, so we can just say dark gray. Okay, or any color which you're looking forward for, it's up to you now, but if you want you can change the color also to the another one. We're giving this call hash 293, okay, 251. Okay, that is a more perfect color for this development. Now font size 4 EM, then followed by text align, and once again center. So this is for temperature value P. We haven't used much, but you can see now it looks somewhere in much more better way. Okay, that is called temperature value P. Then you can use a temperature value span here, dot temperature value span space span, and here we remove the additional dot. Now within this span, say color, once again same, and font size this is for span, and in the same temperature description paragraph you can use it dot temperature hyphen description space P. So this will be having the padding of 8 pixels, then margin 0, followed by color same color, the one which we have used it earlier. After this color, just a text align, center, font size 1.2 EM. This is for temperature description. Okay, last which is available for your location. So let me give the location now. Dot location space p. Here we can say margin 0, then padding 0, then color, same color I would like to use. After this color, text align and font size. I'll copy, text align center, and here we'll be giving some different value called 0.8. Okay, and last which is left with called div. In that, relative, here position, I'll be using absolute. Top, from top I'm using 600 pixels. Okay, and right I'm using 120 pixels. That's it. Okay, so all set. So you can see now here we have to basically offer the details how my pictures will be taken it up. So this is what my CSS. Now we'll be applying some of the CSS into my HTML to see how it really looks like it.
If getting your learning started is half the battle, what if you could do that for free? Visit SkillUp by Simplilearn. Click on the link in the description to know more.
Okay, so we have seen some of the CSS classes we have introduced. In my HTML, we have used this autocomplete equal to off, then we have used div class equal to temperature value. Okay, if you just check carefully, we have used this temperature, and div we have used temperature hyphen value. But before that, we would like to use some other properties too. Okay, after this autocomplete equal to off, we want to use another div class. Okay, before my previous div tag is closed here. So here, after this, we would like to use another div tag, div. Here in my div, I'll say class equal to location hyphen icon. Location hyphen icon. Okay, and here I'll be using img src equal to what? Under icons, I'm using the file name called location.png, and alt equal to, we leave it as it is a blank. Okay, now here the div tag is getting closed. Okay, now there's another div tag is getting closed here. So two div tags are closed. After that, we'll be using another div class for notification. Here div class equal to notification, div class equal to notification, and this div tag is getting closed right here. Okay, now another div for the weather condition, another div tag, and here we say class equal to weather hyphen condition. Weather hyphen what? A condition, or I can say weather hyphen container, whichever. So I can say weather hyphen container. Under this weather container, I like to use another div for weather icon, div for class equal to weather hyphen icon, weather hyphen icon, and within this I want to use another img src equal to once again icons / unknown .png. Okay, div tag is getting closed. So after this div tag is closed, I'm going to use temperature value. So the temperature value is anyways used here. If you see, using call temperature value after the first div tag is closed, you see like temperature value we have used. After that, the paragraph tag and the temperature hyphen description p. After the p, there's a div tag is getting closed. Okay, and after this we are using div class equal to location. So we want to use div class equal to location, and within this location we want to use one more paragraph tag with this hyphen. After this paragraph is closed, this div tag, and another div tag. 3 div tags are closed. That's it. And at the last, before my body tag is closed, I would like to use script src equal to app.js. That's it. Let's check. Great, my application looks pretty beautiful now. So this I want to be display only when I don't find the weather and the location and all. So look and feel is absolutely good. And now I'll start working on my JavaScript front. Okay, so let's go ahead and start writing our JavaScript code. So in just JavaScript code, first of all, I need few things. First thing what I need is call individual elements or individual properties of my application. I need const icon element equal to document dot query selector, and I'll be using the name call dot weather hyphen icon. Okay, now copy this, now we will call icon element, we can say location icon, call location icon. Here we are saying dot location hyphen icon. Now next I need it is called temp element. Here we are using the property call dot temperature hyphen value space p. Next we are looking forward for DESC element, which is called description. Here we are giving temperature hyphen description hyphen temperature hyphen description space what p. Then location element okay, we need a location element and we use dot location space p. Next we need notification element and here we're going to give the call notification. So 4 properties we have taken. So we are selecting all the elements. Next statement what we're going to talk about. See, this statement is all about selecting the elements. The next step we are talking about call get the input field. So we are saying var input equal to document dot get element by id. Here we give the name called search, which is the name or ID of my text box. Let city equal to blank. Next we're going to give call let latitude equal to 0.0. We are initializing this value, and let longitude equal to again 0.0. So we are getting the coordinates right now. So this is how to get the input fields. Next we want to apply the events here. We are saying input the variable dot add event listener. The variable what we're talking about, which event listener we're talking about, key up, and what event you want to apply. So we are saying function with a parameter name called what, event, and now we would like to attach the logic. Now we are saying if, what is the condition, event dot key code equal to 13. Okay, then that means number 13 is basically the enter. See, the key code means what, 13 represent the enter keyword. So event dot key code equal to what, 13. So we are saying event dot prevent default. Why we are using this? Because I do not want my page to be get refreshed. Just to avoid this, we are using this. And after that we are saying city equal to input dot value. Now you'll be using this another function, because I do not have function created. Otherwise I have to call the function name called get search weather and be passing this as a parameter. So we're using get search weather. I do not have this function, I yet to create this, and pass it here as a what, city, and we say console dot log city, whatever we are basically printing it. Okay, so that is the first thing. Later on we need to get the data. So to get the data we are just using this variable name called const weather equal to const weather equal to curly braces. After that we are saying weather dot temperature equal to this, and which temperature conditions you want. I'm saying unit of type what, Celsius. I want in a Celsius, put it in double quotes. Okay, so next statement will be getting the details in Kelvin. I'm saying const Kelvin equal to value of the Kelvin is what, 273, and after that const. See, ultimately what we need is we need to interact with our backend API from where I will get or receive the updated weather applications. Okay, now to get this I'll be using one very popular API here, that is known as called openweathermap.org. This is one of the very popular app which people use it, and it's used and trusted by many companies. Clear? So here what you can do, this openweathermap.org. So you need to basically first of all get yourself registered, because if any third-party application is interacting, it requires that particular unique API key. Since as a visitor you really can't get it unless you register yourself, so I have my API key with me. So I'll go here, it'll ask me for the registration. So I already signed up, so if you're not, you need to sign it. There's an API key for me which I need to copy, and this API key I'll be using it in my project. So I just use this property called const key equal to, I have to paste my key here. Okay, after this pasting the key, but make sure that you're rather using my key, you use your key, otherwise this application sometimes won't work. So I'm basically trying to use this tool name called geolocation. I'm saying if geolocation, okay, in navigator is, there's a browser object model element. So here we are using navigator, okay, navigator dot geolocation dot get current position, in which I'll be passing the first parameter name called what? Set position, and second parameter will be show error, in case if any error is received. Okay, else, in this else condition, what would happen? I'm using this statement name called notification element. You see this notification element dot style dot notification element dot get elements by class name, but I don't need this, rather I will use what? The style dot display equal to block. Then I'll be using the same notification element dot inner HTML equal to, you're gonna use a paragraph saying what? Browser doesn't support, so you have to enable the current location of use. Okay, that's where exactly. So after that we have to basically set what? The user position. Okay, if the user is having that support available. So after this location we'll be just using another function here, function set position. I'll be taking position as a parameter and take latitude equal to position dot chords for coordinates dot latitude, okay, like that, longitude equal to what? Position dot chords dot longitude. After this we'll be using this function called what? Get weather. So this get weather will be the function in which we'll be passing it. So this function will be soon seen. I'll be having it defined below, but as of now we are just saying get weather, and in which this we are passing latitude and longitude. That's it. So we have this function name called what? Set position, in which we'll be passing all the values. Okay, at the same time I'll be using one more function here, that is called function, not function, in fact I would like to use location icon, the one which you defined at the top, dot add event listener. Which event listener? I'm saying on click. Second function which take event as in parameter, and inside this I'm saying console, just to confirm whether the records are being taken, console.log hey just, and we say get weather. Okay, once again we'll be passing what? Latitude and longitude. Same, I just copy this and pasted it here. Okay everyone, so we have written till here. When I try to run my browser. So I should see there is a message name called show error is not defined. But obvious, because this message what we're writing it here is called show error. Okay, this as a function, as a parameter, it is not defined. Let me define this function called show error. So we are saying function show error, which take error as an, just take error as a parameter. Now in this we are using notification dot style dot display equal to what? Block. After that, once again, notification element dot inner HTML equal to what? We're just using this as a paragraph, and here error dot message. Okay, and after that paragraph. So this is how we are basically writing it down. And now see, it is immediately asking you to know your location. Okay, if I say allow, that's okay. Okay, so nothing. You can see now it is saying get weather is not defined, because right now the moment I click on this, so it is saying like get weather is not defined, but obvious because I told you this get weather function I need to develop. So I get to develop this function called get weather, but before that I'm using another function called function get search weather. Get search weather, in which I'll be passing what? City name. Now what exactly my API will be, in case if I want to make a call, I will be using let API equal to, now the URL will be what? http :/API dot open weather map dot org. Now open weather map dot org slash data slash 2.5, that is a version, slash weather, okay, question mark. I have to take the city dynamically, so I'm saying weather question mark q equal to, here we're using what? City, and we're using ampersand app id equal to the one app id we have used it already. Okay, what is that? That key. So that is a key which we've already written. That app id we are passing it right over here. Okay, q equal to city and app id equal to this. Now after that, to make the RESTful API call, I'll be using one independent or by default API which is available to us, that is known as called what? Fetch. Okay, so if you just check this fetch, it is basically a take request info and give you the what? A promise response. So return type will be the promise type. In this fetch I'll be passing what? The API, and we'll be using dot then means if the request is successful, we are saying function response, then function is a parameter response, we are saying let data equal to response dot, I'm expecting the response of type of what? JSON. We're saying JSON now, and return what? Data. So it will be returning data back to me. Now if it is successful, then what? Then I'm saying dot, then once again it is chaining, again function, again data as a parameter. Now in this case we'll be getting a lot of things. I'm saying weather, okay, dot temperature, it's a predefined, dot value equal to, I'm using what? Math dot floor. Inside this we are passing what? Data dot main dot temp. It is a predefined property. We are receiving it now. Hyphen Kelvin. Whatever the Kelvin value is, basically we're taking is called 273 on the top minus Kelvin, followed by another property, what? Weather dot description equal to, we're using data dot weather 0th position because it contains a lot of data, but I will be taking what? Description out of that. Then weather dot icon id, weather dot icon id equal to data dot weather dot icon, then dot icon, then once again weather dot city, okay, equal to data dot name. After this, weather dot country dot equal to data dot sys dot. So these are the properties. I have it right now with me, okay. And once I received all the property, I'll be using dot, then I'll be using one function, and I will say what? Display. There is no function written called display weather, but I'm gonna say there's a one function name called display weather. This function I yet to write, but this function I'm just putting it here, okay. Now this is closed. After that, since I need to get a weather from the API provider, so I have to also pass what? The latitude and longitude, which I'm receiving it from the client, because here I just want to have two things, the properties as well as weather, both, and both I'll be using it one by one. Okay, so here we have kept this get search weather, and now I'll be calling one more function after this logic, and I'm giving the name called function get weather. Okay, it takes two parameters. One is called what? Latitude, and second is called longitude. So we have two things called latitude and longitude, and here I'm using this property called what? Let API equal to, once again, if you remember, I've used this statement. I'll just copy the same and pass it here, but challenge would be this time I will not be passing city name, because there are two options are available. Either you type the city name, or else you click on the icon and let your application identify the location which you belong to. So after this weather question mark, here I will not be using Q, I'll be using what? LAT equal to latitude, okay, and we're using and LON equal to we're using longitude, okay, and app ID equal to what? Key. So this is the variable which we have it now, okay. Now similar thing which we have used it on the top, okay, called fetch API. So I just copy this same fetch API again, because I really don't want to waste time on keep on typing the code. When we know it very well, it can be similarly done. I just copy and paste it here. So the same fetch API dot then response data equal to response dot JSON return data, then weather dot temperature mat dot floor sys country dot display weather. So we have used the same thing here, and after that we have to use the last function here, that is called display weather. Display weather, and here in my display weather I can use what? Icon element dot inner HTML equal to, I'll be using img src equal to icons slash dollar, and we'll be passing what? Weather. Okay, dot icon ID. Okay, dot png. Okay, so that we are basically putting it here, dot png, and after that we're just closing that. Okay, and this icon we also need to close here. So rather than closing this, I'll be closing that, and this I'll be closing it here. Now we'll be using temp element dot inner HTML equal to what? We'll be using this dollar weather dot temperature dot value. Okay, and after this value we can just use this asterisk sign, the one which I told you. Okay, and use span Okay, next we are using call talk element. So we have DAC element. So we have a call DAC element dot inner HTML equal to weather dot description, and last but not least location element dot inner HTML equal to what? I'll be using once again this, and here weather dot city comma dollar weather dot. That's it. These two properties we have to use it, and we are all done. Let's check with my code if I get any error. Now allow. So awesome, you can see now 27 broken clouds, globe undefined, that's perfectly fine. Intercity, you can see, awesome, beautifully it is showing you the conditions. It's saying smoke 28 degrees centigrade and all. Let me put another city here. I'm gonna say called Pune. Awesome, your application is working perfectly fine. And let's see one more. I would say awesome.
So that brings us to the end of this video tutorial on JavaScript projects. I hope you had a great time learning these three interesting applications with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Thank you for watching and keep learning.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.